welcome to another Mr. Betabyte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're unboxing a whole load of kit sent to me from Aaron. Thank you very much. I'm really excited to go through this, and I've already had a little bit of a look through, and there's some really very useful bits in this collection. And to help me out, I've got Yols. So, without further ado, let's crack on. So, where to start, really? I think what we'll do is move this over.
I think we should start with the biggest one.
Well, I think if we do the smallest ones first, because that's closer to the camera then, so we can go through stuff. So let's have a look. Nice load of packing. And we have a number of used drums in this one, which is really useful.
I have no idea what those are.
So these are video drums.
Oh.
This is what the tape wraps around. So we've got, that looks like...
Useful for fixing machines. I can't speak either.
So that looks like an HF100, I think. So, should be able to tell off the connectors, but I can't remember the difference. So that's brilliant. So HF100 looks fairly worn, but still very, very useful. Just the heads are okay. And we've got that. And then we've got another transformer for the hi-fi heads, and I think they're the same on the HF950 and the HF100, so that's good. Oh, that's a transit screw from a 950. Then that's C9, you can tell by the top there, and got some what's that? Sony 950 audio head. Perfect, excellent. That's useful. And then
everything in there is useful.
Oh, definitely, really good stuff. And what's this? I'm probably not going to go through everything in great detail. Oh, we've got another head there. Ooh.
Do you know what thingy-mabob it's for?
It's probably, I would say it's a 711B type deck, so it's something like a Sony C30, C20, probably that would fit on. C40's stereo, so it wouldn't be a C40. But yes, that's great. And then we've got stuff in there, all sorts. So that's spacer off a hi-fi stereo beta, and some more heads and assemblies. That looks like a VU meter there. That might actually be quite useful, because I need to rebuild some, so I can check that to see how good that is. And
it might be very useful for one of your repairs.
Absolutely. And that one, that looks like a 950 variant, because it's got the connector on the back. So that's quite handy. So I'm going to put those to one side because I need to do those. So it's actually really useful. Saves me having to take one off another machine first, so I can have a spare, basically. So that's good. And we've got some of these belts. These look like Chinese ones, possibly. No, they're not. These look really good. So we'll check those. Then we've got a multi-belt kit there. Portable guides and rotor fan. There's screws, and what's this one? C9. Very good heads, so super. I will keep that to one side as well because I've got a machine I need to test, so I will do that. So that's wonderful. I mean, that's an absolutely brilliant start. So let's put that to one side. So next box.
After this, it's the big boy box.
It is the big boy box. And remember these, yeah, 2 separate boxes inside. So let's get that down.
So 2 little ones and 1 big one.
Yeah, that's good packing. Well done, Aaron. Great packing. Be surprised how often I get stuff that isn't well packed. And in here we've got panels, all sorts of really useful panels. So HF100. This all looks like HF100, to be honest. Out of old Red C20 needs service. So real table. So we may well do a. In fact, let's get this out. Have a look. Because somebody in the comments in a previous video actually left an absolutely brilliant fix for the real table issues with these machines, and I will be featuring it, but in a future video. But unfortunately, that's got cracked.
That's bad.
It's a shame, but it's fine. It's no problem.
It can be fixed. I think.
The motor actually feels good on that, so that's good. No dragging. The bearings go, and it causes the metal to drag against the coils.
Is that what it's supposed to do?
It's supposed to not drag on the coils. It's supposed to be nice and free, and so that's great. Just put that back in there. So then we get the 2 motor transistors, power drivers, and headphone amp out of HF100. Another real table there, and capstan, and also
cat in that.
and also a real table assembly from a C9. Did you say?
Did you say cat in that sentence?
No.
It just sounded like you did to me.
Do you want to get the other box out?
Okay. Oh, this one's hard as well.
It's quite tough, isn't it? We'll do it between us. Lovely.
That's easier.
So, ooh, yes, nice. Okay.
Useful.
So, that's an HF950 front portion, which I actually need one of these. So that's absolutely wonderful. I've got a machine, it's perfect otherwise, but that is bad. So that's great. Another C9 drum. No, that's not a C9. That's actually an F1 drum. You can tell because it's got the, immediately you can tell, because it's got the, if I just get that round without breaking anything, it's got the dew sensor on the top, which portable units had. So obviously you take them in and out of indoors, outdoors. So we've got another real table. That's looking very much like the C something. And we've got a couple of head motor stators, motor assemblies, and another, that looks interesting. That is actually, oh, I don't know. I was going to say that's from a HF950, but I don't know whether that is actually. It looks too big. The motor, the real motor, is jammed on this one. Trying not to break anything, putting that back in. Oh no, it's okay. This wasn't spinning. Super. That's great. That's really fantastic. It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas for me. It probably isn't for you. It's like, oh, you've got a whole load of rubbish. What did it say? One man's rubbish is another man's gold. Something like that.
Dot, dot, dot.
So let's put those back in there. That's great. out of the way. So, big box. This is going to be fun, I think. Okay. So it's packing.
I thought there was going to be 2 medium boxes. Like 4 medium boxes in there.
Yeah, it's a big box of stuff.
Just little boxes.
We've got a genuine Sony colour bars alignment tape. So it's KR5-10C. Very, very useful. I've already got one of these, but you can never have enough because they do wear out. Then we've got some manuals, which is absolutely wonderful. So I do have electronic versions of a lot of these manuals, but there is something about having proper manuals. So operating service text for the V31 Toshiba V33, TTF1, which is very useful. Operation manual for the
Aren't some of the manuals quite hard to get hold of?
They can be, yeah, quite tricky. The 950 is very, very useful actually. CX chassis, 711P, that's F1, C20. So what's that? Adjustment manual, that's quite useful. Service manual. Then we've got the repair guide for the SLF1. So yeah, I want to actually have a good read of that because there's a few things that are a little bit different or I don't quite understand. So that'll be good bedtime reading. So put those over with the rest of the service manuals. Then let's put that over there. Sanyo M series idler kits, new old stock. Very, very, very useful. Although, what is this? This looks like another Sony head.
Cables and stuff.
It's can I do this without breaking anything?
That would be a good idea.
Definitely. Get an idea what it is.
Very well wrapped.
Excellent wrapping, yeah. So that to me looks like probably something like a F30 or C20, C30 drum. So that's very, very useful.
It's definitely something.
Yes, definitely. Remote infrared remote control unit for C6, which is really good, except I've just sold my C6 actually. Could have gone with that, but yeah, that's all good. Maybe we'll get another one. Got some video heads, C30. Works quite well, so that's fine. Always useful to put those up because they'll be cleaning cassettes. I know a lot of people don't like these, but sometimes they can be useful. I mean, I don't really use them to be honest, but occasionally they can just get you out of trouble quick. Put a bad tape in while you're doing some copying. Now all of this looks really interesting. I was actually quite excited when I saw this. So we've got, I think that's an F1 remote. Just put that in the remote bin. A load of capacitors. Let's put those in the capacitors bin. We've got some belts.
Is it then like you're going to put them in the bin or like a storage area?
Storage bin.
Okay.
BTC 5000 Sanyo belts. And then we've got this remote, which has seen better days. They don't last very well, these things, to be honest. Plastics go bad. But this is the wired remote for the SLF1. So yeah, and I nearly bought one of these, but I was sort of debating whether how much I'd actually use it. So I didn't, but now I have one, so that's good. It needs a bit of a restoration.
Can you revive it?
Hopefully. We'll see.
Maybe in a future video.
Yes. Yeah, something in the dim and distant future. We've got an idler assembly for, can't remember which way around they go. If they have the lip on the front, I think it's an M10 or newer. And the ones without the lip are the VTC 5000, but I could be wrong. I need to check. But that's incredibly useful, to be fair. Really, really useful. Then we've got some rather nice service kits here. And this is amazing. So we've got, so that looks like C9 maybe, and M10 service kit. We've got some more remotes. Just need a little bit of love, but not much. Fantastic. So put those with the remotes. And we've got Duracell batteries. They need to just go really, because they cause more problems than they're worth. I don't use them anymore. But we've got some interesting bits here. So this looks like possibly Toshiba. V8, V5470. That looks like the button off, maybe. Could be wrong. 5470. Useful, very useful. Those belts, you can use some of those belts on Sony's, the early Sony's actually. Band 8 VCR belt, don't know what that's from, but yeah, not sure what that's from.
Might be useful.
Sure we'll find a use for it. So idler for Sanyo.
More belts.
More belts. Idlers for, they look like, oh, it says on there, C7. Idler wheels. Lovely, because I've got a few C7s to do, including my own. Looks like a little repair kit, don't know what that's for. Possibly it's a repair kit. So, lots of other belts.
Just a bunch of belts.
Very, very useful to have the kit specific for a machine. So,
Missed
put
the
those
belt.
to one side, thank you. Now one, please decide. You are the beta format master. Oh, that's really kind, thank you. But yeah, I will check them. I do have a meter that I can check heads on, although that is not conclusive. Just because the meter says it's good doesn't mean they are. Model 50, 25, 46, 25, 44. So let's have a look. See what these heads actually look like. Head works, but poor. So C9, the C9 head. So you've got the still head and the two everything else heads there. So we'll check that. Sometimes these heads appear poor, but they're actually pretty okay, and good for testing. And then we've got this here. Use C30. Super. That's great. It's taped up, so I'm not going to bother undoing that. So that's that.
There's still a bunch more to go.
There's quite a bit, isn't there? Let's get that out. So we've got various front loading systems. Can you guess what they are? So looking at the side there, that to me looks like an F30. The plastic's gone quite yellow there, but that's okay. So that's super, very, very useful. They do break. Then we've got, that looks like a C20, 30, 40. Judging by that, although no, that is another F30. Super.
Before we started the video, you did say this was going to take at least an hour.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
I did. That is an interesting fact. So another reel table. Probably from a C30 type machine, as an 11B. Power supply for a C9.
There's another big box at the bottom.
There is. So I wonder what that's going to be like. Place your bet. I bet that has gone because it's the earlier type, and they do. They just break. So, but that's fine. I'm actually working on a new modern version to replace it. So watch this space for that. And we've got a rather nice, and doesn't look too bad.
Betamax thing.
Yeah, C9 front loading system, that is. So that's great, fantastic. Another Sanyo idler assembly. I'm sure that's an M10 type, later type. And oh yes, I've got a nice eccentricity gauge, which is, I had got one, but it's always useful to have these. And yeah, I think there's no other adapters, unfortunately, but that's fine. That's all good. That's great, and I'm hoping to make some adapters. So that's PC2 Peacock eccentricity gauge for lining up heads on the older beta machines that aren't self-aligning. So let's get rid of that. Nearly there. We're nearly there. So I'm just going to open this off camera because there's an address on it. And yeah. So we've got various motor load assemblies off an F950. This is beta hi-fi. The loading mechanism, sled loading mechanism, lacing mechanism, and yeah, that's it actually in there. And there's a pinch roller as well. Lovely. And then we've got a power supply, which is useful. These are notoriously unreliable, so if it is a good one, that should be great. So just move that out of the way. And then we've got this, and this is amazing. Thank you so much, Aaron. We've got a complete F1. Now, I don't think it says what's actually wrong with it, but it just says do with as I please. So that means we're going to get it going, basically. I don't know whether it's complete, but I think it is. Need to put some power on it, really, and find out if we can do that.
You're going to try it right now?
Yeah, because we've got a battery.
Good.
And
Maybe
battery's charged.
Of course it won't come with batteries. Nothing does, really.
Yeah, so it's not doing anything with the battery in. But it may well be that the battery connector's not plugged in at the back. It's commonly missed off when these are taken apart because, well, who uses batteries? So that's fine. Yeah, there's nothing at all. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident that battery's charged, actually. But
maybe it's not.
Yeah, maybe it's not.
You never know.
So super. So that's that. Thank you very much. Let's just see if it does do anything. And last but not least, one opened but new, full set, brand new. Toshiba V31, 33, etc. So
maybe, what are they?
So these are video heads and Vision. Don't know how good they're going to be, but
might be some use.
Definitely. I have to have a look at what the part numbers are. Opened but never used. So C7 and C5. Super. And we've got a board from that looks like a C30, C20, C30 clock timer board. Super.
Definitely from something.
Yeah. And then
more heads.
806. Oh, they're all the same.
Woo!
Oh, wow.
Is that good?
Very very good. Very, very good.
Do you need them?
Yes. Toshibas have quite a habit of wearing their heads down quickly. They do suffer from excessive wear. So, let's just check them. Yeah. So those are Toshiba heads, and they look pretty nice as well. So thank you very much, Aaron. I really, really appreciate this. I've got homes for 2 sets of these heads anyway, one for my machine and one for a friend of mine's machine. So yes, so well, what can I say? Thank you very, very much, Aaron, once again. Make sure before I put this down. Oh, there's a remote. I'm glad I checked. So there's the remote for the F1. And
You've gotten lots of remotes today.
I have got lots of remotes, haven't I? Really good.
They might be useful.
Yeah, definitely. Always useful. So, I now have to find a home for all of this, so I've already cleared some space. Some of you might remember that when we look at the TV, when I'm testing stuff up on the top, I had a Bang & Olufsen tape deck, which I've had there for pretty much a couple of years now. I bought it about 4 years ago, and it's fully working. I did the belts on it, but one record channel didn't work, so it's just been sat there waiting for me to finish it, and I never did, so I've moved it. I'm basically going to put a lot of the stuff that Aaron sent there, so I've got easy access to it, because I'm getting really bad at losing stuff. I don't have a huge amount of space. So, yeah, so with that, thank you very much for watching, and see you in another video. Bye for now.